Good evening and welcome back to the Ask Dr. Renee Show here at blackdoctor.org. And I'm so excited. Our guest has been here before. If you watch Black Doctor, you've seen her, but she has a really big announcement and I can't wait for you guys to hear about it. So, Dr. Fenwa Milhouse, welcome back.
It's good to be back, Dr. Renee. Good to see you.
You too. So, everyone, she is a urologist. So, we are going to have her break that down for us because I know many people are like, huh, what? So, exactly what is the study of urology?
And I will say it is okay if you don't know. I didn't know for a while. But urology is the study of the urinary tract. So that's the part of our body that makes urine and expels urine out of our body, and male reproductive system. Urologists treat all individuals. We don't just treat penises or men. We treat anybody who makes urine. And that's basically everybody. And so that is what we do. We are a surgical specialty, subspecialty. So we do surgery as well as see patients in the office.
So I am going to ask the question that everyone's going to ask. So do you see both sexes or you just see men?
Great question. I see both. I see all persons that are adult only, but I see all persons for urologic issues.
Okay, because I know there are, and many people may not know, there are urogynecologists that only see women.
Yes.
But they also deal with a lot of the same things that she deals with, but they solely see women. So that's why I asked her that. I wanted to make sure that we all understood.
And now, as if it wasn't confusing enough, urologists like me have started to call ourselves urogynecologists too. And so it's really confusing because I'm the type of urogynecologist that does actually see men too. So yes, it's all confusing.
Yes. So, I mean, quickly, you have to explain to people, how did you end up in this specialty? Because like you said, you hadn't even known what it was at first.
Yeah. So I remember hearing urology for the first time, first week in medical school. Everybody's going around saying what they gonna be. You know, that glimmery eye, like, I'm gonna be a neurosurgeon, I'm gonna be this. And so, and then half the people don't end up being what they said they were gonna be that first week. But anyway, my friend,
clinicals kills it.
Yeah, exactly. It does. You're like, never mind. I thought I really liked the brain, or I liked this or that. I thought I liked kids, but I don't like to take care of kids. Yeah. So he says, "Oh, I'm going to be a urologist." And at first, first of all, I was shocked that like it was like such a specific thing to me. I never heard of it. And I had to pretend like I knew what I was doing, like I knew what it was, because I didn't want to come off stupid. You know what I'm saying? It's the first week of medical school. I'm already like thinking it's a mistake that I even got in here. So I pretended like, oh yeah, cool, that's dope. And then I Googled it. And when I Googled it, I got, like, oh, it's basically like my summation was, it's basically the male version of gynecology. It's where the guys go to for their, their penis stuff and genital and sex stuff. And it was like, it's for men by men, basically. That's what I took away from it. And I was like, okay, cool. Not for me. Cross that off my list and moved on. And I was, thinking derm, I was on this derm thing for a while. And then I actually like spent a day in derm clinic and I was like, I don't want to do this. No. Yeah, I know, right? That's what medical school is about, though. You like have to, see. And so my interest came back to urology out of one very impactful encounter. And it was a lecture given to my class at the time. We were second years by a urology lecture. And I was packing my stuff up to go and skip out on this lecture because I'd already crossed it off my list. I had no interest. And oh yeah, let me get some free time. And as I'm like about to stand up, I remember my classmate tapped me. She was like, sis, look at because she was a Black woman too. She's like, look at the presenter. And I turn and I look, and it's a Black woman that is the presenter. Her name is Dr. Lanaine Westney. At the University of Texas in Houston. And she, at the time, was the interim chair, and she came to speak. And I was amazed because it's a Black woman. It's somebody that I see myself in, and it's total opposite of what you think when you think of a urologist. And I set my butt down, and because I wasn't about to skip out on the lecture by the Black woman. Okay, all
Of course
right,
not.
no,
We
no.
have to support each other.
We got exactly. Even if I didn't even care for the subject matter, I'm gonna stay. But at that point, I was hooked. I was like, I want to hear all about this. I was like this, you know. And I thought it was just extra dope. And I use the word badass that she was a urologist. I mean, she, she's just doing what she loves. She just followed her passion. But in doing that, it was so inspiring to me about like, suddenly the walls just kind of crumbled, the walls I had put on myself. And I had said, like, what place does a Black girl have in urology? And suddenly all that just vanished, just dissipated. And I was like, I need to know what this field is all about. And I'm so glad that happened because it changed my life. And I am obviously a board certified urologist now. I love, 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 love what I do. I love talking about it. I love educating about it. I just love it. And yeah, you could tell I could go on and on, but
No, I knew. Well, I know you, so I know that
you know me. So you know the story. I've told it a million times, but every time I say it, it doesn't feel like, oh, okay, here, judging up the story. I feel those same emotions reliving it and what it meant to me.
And that's what everyone should do. Please do something you love, because then it doesn't feel like work.
Yes. At least not all the time.
Not all the time, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and you got to get the right setting for you that works for you. Yeah.
Correct.
So I know that we're already unicorns because we're Black women and Black women physicians. But what are the numbers for Black women urologists?
So 1%. We just kind of round up 1%. 1% of all urologists are Black women. It's not very much better for Black urologists in general. It's 2%. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh wow.
So very much a unicorn. I mean, my yes, correct. Yes. Yeah. If you look up your local urologist around where your audience, if they look up their local urologist around where they are, they're, very much going to be dominated male. It's still very male dominated, less than 10. I think maybe we just made 10% now of our women. It's definitely, then we talk about racial diversity. It's, that's lacking too. So we're trying. I'm trying. Yeah, we trying.
I know that we've had you on to talk about prostate cancer, so I would love for you to give your spiel so that we can save our men, because I know that there are ladies watching and as well as men.
Yeah.
But we in the Black community, I know you speak to that too. We have a real problem when it comes to prostate cancer.
Yeah, so Black men are at double the risks of being diagnosed with prostate cancer and double the risk of death of prostate cancer. And this is controlling for other factors. This is something that we in the community, we oftentimes don't disclose, like, oh, well, Papa had, prostate cancer. We don't know our family history. So one thing I would implore that we do better in our families is just talk about it. Like, talk about it. Tell your story. Talk about what, there is a stigma that some patients and individuals feel with prostate cancer screening and diagnosis, the stigma of subjecting themselves to an invasive rectal exam. Is it, it kind of, it may feel like I'm losing my manhood and losing my dignity. And I want to tell individuals who feel that we as physicians, part of giving you care is maintaining that dignity. And my physical exam is meant to care for you. And it is dignified that you are taking those steps to care for yourself. And it's quick. It's 30 seconds or less, very quick. And I think if you ask my male patients, they would say, yeah, she makes me feel very dignified. And I would say, if you don't feel that way, you just need to find another provider. The other stigma is, diagnosis and treatment. Prostate cancer treatment sometimes can have side effects that interfere with getting an erection and being able to perform, interfere with bladder control. But these are the things that I love to talk about because this is so, I mean, so many of us suffer in silence. Again, we have this stigma, we have this shame, we have this embarrassment. And I'm like, we don't need to be embarrassed about what's going on with our bodies like this. We need to talk about it. It's not normal, but we need to talk about it, not be afraid to, and then also be empowered to seek treatments. And so there are things that we can do to aid you getting your quality of life back. So I want my brothers to get screened appropriately. I want them to ask their physician about screening. I want them to advocate for themselves. I want them to have a better idea of their family history and share that with their kids and kids.
And a great time to do this discussion is during holiday meals, because then
Yeah,
you have all the generations together usually, and you can have a discussion. And maybe you have one person that's recording the information via video or writing
even
it down,
better.
but you seriously need to know this information. There are two cancers that are so treatable. Prostate cancer is treatable, is it
Hmm.
not?
Yes, it is.
And then colon cancer. But these are
Yes.
two cancers that are killing Black people in droves because we're not having a discussion. And you know why? Because, and
Hmm.
she didn't say this, but I'll say it. If you find out that your father or grandfather had prostate cancer, you are supposed to start screening 10 years before that person was
Hmm.
diagnosed. So if they
Hmm.
got diagnosed at 50, then at 40, you need to start getting screened. If they were diagnosed
Hmm.
at 40, then guess what? You need to start getting screened at 30. So, and it's
Hmm.
the same thing with colon cancer. And so that is
Hmm.
why you need to have these discussions so then you can figure this out and you'll
Hmm.
know. And then even if you, because sometimes you don't know when when they're diagnosed, they might be stage 4 and it was too late, which meant
Hmm.
they had that cancer for years, they just didn't know. Well, then you probably should just hurry up and go to the doctor, explain that to them so that they can start testing you right away, because what you don't want to do is wait. When you wait, that's when these cancers take you out. You have to do
Hmm.
something right away at the beginning, and then they can treat it,
Hmm.
and you could live long
Yeah.
and prosper.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Prostate cancer, there's so many options if we know early what we're dealing with, including the option to watch it closely. And when I say watch it, I don't mean ignore.
Nope.
We aren't saying, oh, we're just going to pretend it's not there and then bye, see you never. I'm saying we follow you closely. We're retesting things, but we are doing this until it gets to the point that we're like, okay, now it's time to treat. So their prostate cancer is a very treatable, very manageable disease when we can get a handle on it in the beginning.
And is there anything that they could do to prevent themselves from getting prostate cancer?
So we've studies have looked at like different supplements. They looked at supplemental. They looked at dietary things, and we haven't really found a great link to like a specific diet or a specific thing. In general, a healthy living is probably for the best for as best as you can get for cancer prevention.
Right.
And we know what healthy living is. That's moderate. That's exercise. That's a balanced diet that includes vegetables and fruits and moderate meat intake and no smoking and that sort of stuff. So those things, I think, the best thing is to go see a doctor regularly.
And that's the other thing we know in our community.
Yeah.
Even though you're supposed to be the provider, and honestly, I don't know how you can provide if you're dead, but
Yeah.
this is why you need to go to the doctor at least once a year. You need to go to a primary care physician at least once a year to make sure that everything is good. Because if you don't go, you don't know.
Yeah.
You could be walking around, there's a reason they call that heart attack the widowmaker, because you're walking around like everything's fine and then you just drop dead. So you
Yes.
don't know what's going on in your system if you don't go to the doctor at least once a year to get all your numbers checked, get your blood work, get your prostate exam, all those things. They've moved up colon cancer, they've moved it up to 45. Your insurance will cover it too at that point. 45 years old, you need to start getting your colonoscopies. I know
Hmm.
you see these lovely commercials about Cologuard. The thing about Cologuard is they can detect when something is there. You would like to have a colonoscopy so you can see if there's a polyp in there to get rid of before
Hmm.
there's signs and symptoms. So that's my disclaimer on Cologuard. And the
Mm-hmm.
colonoscopy really is not that big of a deal. I'm speaking from
Mm-hmm.
experience. It really was not that big of a deal. And it was a lovely 5 pounds that got rid of. And I was very happy about, girl, because you couldn't eat.
I know.
Yeah.
But you gain it right back,
Clean you
though.
out.
Okay, so I'm gonna schedule my first colonoscopy, like at the same time of like a trip. You know what I'm saying? So I got
And
that
you'll be
extra
ready for
5
your
pounds
bathing
off.
suit
Yeah.
and yes, I got you. I got you. But yes,
Yeah.
I had mines during the pandemic. I wasn't going nowhere, but I was like, I turned 45 and was like, sign me up. And they
Oh
even,
yeah.
my doctor offered me and was like, you could do Cologuard. I said, no. My
No.
insurance, I've already checked with them. They cover the colonoscopy. I will be having a colonoscopy. I don't want these worries. And the doctor was a Black woman. She was wonderful. She came, explained everything beforehand. Before I went to sleep, when I woke up, there she was. She handed me my results, said she was sending them to my doctor. Girl explained everything, told me I'll see you in 10 years.
I wanted to go to where you went.
Janice Fields in Farmington Hills, Michigan. The lady was lovely. I've sent a couple people to her actually.
Yes.
But yeah, she was amazing. It was wonderful experience. It took nothing. So, it's not a coincidence that colonoscopies and prostate cancer, colon and prostate are the two things that we're dying of because, of course, as you probably know, colonoscopy is when they put a camera up your behind and, and so anything in the back and in the penis, the men are like, oh my God, but come on, you guys.
Yes.
And you're asleep and it happens so fast. You don't even know. I mean, literally, I counted down to go to sleep and then I woke up, I swore 2 seconds later. It literally was like a 15, 20-minute thing. Thankfully, because I was healthy and there wasn't, she didn't have to do a lot. But it really is a quick thing. So please, everyone, encourage the males in your life to please go see a doctor. It's very important so that you know what is your regular blood pressure? What is your regular blood sugar? You need to know the regular. So then when it goes high or something, then somebody knows, oh, we need to do something about this because this isn't your normal. And we need to figure out why is it doing that. But if you don't have a baseline, then you don't know.
Absolutely.
So go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and it doesn't matter how you feel on the outside. You have to check the temperature on the inside. You don't know what your body's doing on the inside if you never check. You don't know. You could be feeling good, but things are brewing on the inside. You got to get, you don't know if you have a fever if you never check the temperature. You got to do that once a year at least. So
I am so excited. I have to post it. Let me see. Where is it at? I put it here. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna pull us because I don't like the way it looks. Give us 2 seconds.
No problem.
Did you guys see? Did you see it? She got her own show on TLC. Now, the biggest deal of this is we need everyone that's going to share this and watching this and everyone that ever sees this whenever it comes up. Please, you got to tune in on April 5th. It is very important. If you are a DVR it and make sure you watch it. I think you got to watch it within the first 2 or 3 days of taping it or something for it to count. Please, 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 you got to watch. So tell us, what can we expect with the doctor down below?
So I can't do too many. I don't want to ruin it, but it is. You can expect unusual type of problems that I'm dealing with, not your everyday typical problems. It's all related to problems down there, genital related. You can expect to have heartwarming stories, real stories, y'all, real lives being impacted by something down there that they feel they have no place to go to or turn to, have not been listened to, and they come and see me, and you get to find out if I'm able to help them or not. And you get to actually see me in the operating room.
Neato.
You get to see me with I know it's super neat. You get to see me in my office with my staff. And if you follow me, like I am obviously I love what I do. I take things seriously when I'm dealing with the patients, but I'm also like to have fun and bring lightness and warmth through my staff and through my office and deliver that. And so you get to see us being our normal selves. It was really actually interesting when they were taping everything. It's like 2 seconds of nerves, and then you just get into your element. And I'm like, this is what we do. So they're like, we love it. I was like, good. I'm glad you love it because this is what we do. This is us being us. So I'm really, and you get to learn a lot too. I mean, there's like tons of stuff that people just don't even realize can happen down there, things that they never talk about or see. We say the word penis and vagina and vulva like a million times during the first episode. And yeah, I think everybody's gonna love it. I mean, how often are you seeing a black woman physician with locks, a nose ring, saying penis and vagina on your TV screen? Okay, listen.
So you guys have to tune in. Here's her website in case you don't remember. Here's her website. Her website, you can go and you'll get linked to all her social media. She is the queen of the videos, her reels, TikToks, hilarious. Okay, she has quite a following, but she gives great information. So she looks great doing it, but she gives really great information. So I encourage you to please follow her. But yes, down the doctor down below, April 5th. It was 7 Central, 8 Eastern, right?
No. 9 p.m. Central. Girl, we have to go later because it's like
what you're saying.
Yes, it's a bit of an advisory. Like, I mean, they don't show the penis.
Right.
You can't really, yeah. But it's at 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Okay. 9 Central, 10 Eastern, April 5th. That is a Wednesday.
Yes, next one, a week.
Next week. So, you guys, next week, Wednesday, got to tune in and come back. Look, come back to this video and you can put in comments and maybe she'll come out. I know I'm coming to look at them.
I will look at the comments. I will come back and look at these comments. I want to hear them. So please tell me what you thought.
Tune in and then come back.
And I will be watching it brand new with all of y'all too. I have not seen the show myself. I taped the show, but I didn't see it. Right. So I might be having comments on my own self.
I can't wait. I think it's gonna be, it's gonna be very enlightening because, of course, you heard her say people come and ask. They come with their problems. They might be having sexual dysfunction problems. They might be having, you'd never know what the issue is. They might be. Yeah. Do any men come to you with male fertility issues?
I personally don't do male infertility. My partner does. And so, yes, that is part of our practice, but not directly. I send them to my partner.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, that's a huge, it's so common.
And that's the thing. A lot of people don't realize not all the time is it the woman. Sometimes it's a male fertility issue.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. So, but yeah, she is, it's going to be amazing, you guys. We have to support each other because, they try to kick us out as quickly as they can. So we got to support each other.
And in fact, just to say this, I'm going to put this out there because I'm open book, but the network loves me. They want to give me a whole season, but they want to see how this pilot does. They want to see if people show up and watch. So I need y'all, family. I need you to show up and tell them, yes, we want to see more of her on our TV screen. So if the pilot does well enough, you will get a whole season of Doctor Down Below. So tell your friends, your family, all of them.
Please make sure you tweet TLC and tell them how much you want to see this show. Make sure you're on their Instagram. Make sure you let the world know that you want to see this. Find their Facebook page. Make sure you let everyone know they got to watch the show and that they got to keep it coming. Okay.
Pretty please.
Think about it. If there's a discussion you are too shy to have with your son or with your husband, boyfriend, maybe you guys sit down and watch the show and maybe easier way to have the discussion.
A great segue. It's going to be a great segue for lots of discussions at home. I agree.
That's what I'm thinking. It
Hmm.
could be very helpful to you. So
Yes.
please, 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 we got to support her. Everyone's got to tune in Wednesday, April 5th, 9 Central, 10 Eastern. Please watch. Please watch. Everyone is going to watch. I know they are. And you're going to share this and broadcast everywhere so that lots of people hear this and that they know to tune in. Make sure you follow her because she's going to be talking about this a lot for the next week. So make sure you follow her as she goes on that journey. But numbers really do mean something, you guys. So we have to come out in numbers.
Yep.
Got to do it.
I believe we will. I believe we
I
will
know
show
we
up.
I know
We will. Yes.
I know
Yes.
the Black Doctor family, like I said, they ride hard. So I know
Yes.
they will. They will.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Is there
And
anything
thank you,
else you
Dr.
want to share?
Renee.
Oh, you're
No, I
welcome.
want to thank you. I want to thank you so much because you literally, I mean, this platform, and you've allowed me to talk and jabber and ramble on it multiple times. And here you are, you know, really galvanizing your audience to make this show successful. Thank you very much. I appreciate the voice that you bring at blackdoctor.org. And I always love being your guest. And I appreciate you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I was glad that I was able to introduce you to the family, and then I know Ellis done pulled you for some other shows too.
Yes.
So that
Yes.
works for me because I was like, as soon as he's like, I'm like, you can call. Yes, let me call her.
You can call her yourself. You don't need me.
Right, yeah, you don't need to throw away. Yeah, you can just, call her. He's like, I sent her an email. She's not good with that. Please call her or text her.
You already told him. You said, please text her. If you want an answer, like
You want it
within a
right
week.
now. You need to hurry up and
Yeah,
text her.
to text her. Yeah,
So, But
agreed.
yeah, so we are going to support you any way we can. We are sharing because we have got to get this information out. So you guys, what I'm going to do is I am going to, at the end, I'm going to put the flyer up, and then you guys can screenshot it and make sure you guys share it on your social media and get the word out. Go to her Instagram. I'm sure she has it. Copy it from there, whatever. Just make sure we get this out. Just keep posting and posting and posting because we want people to see it. We want everyone to watch it, not just us, but we want everyone to watch it.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you so
welcome.
much.
Thank
Yes.
you so much. And you guys, I will see you again next week. Oh, next week we have a new month, right? Yeah, April. Yay!